Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings here in our new home. Just a couple of weeks ago, our old buddy John Gardner came to visit us in our old studio, and he had some really cool stuff to show us.
Well, it's great to be back here at Motorhead Garage with my good friend Dave and the best crew in the business. Why am I here? Let's talk about Dorman, a pioneer automotive aftermarket company that focuses on solutions. And boy, do I have one for you. Everybody, whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or an experienced technician, you can relate to this. You go to take a lug nut off, and when you go to take a lug nut off, here's what happens. Either the top blows off, it's separated, or the top already fell off and no socket's going to fit it. You got a problem there and it doesn't look right. Or the worst case scenario, you went ahead and put your socket on and you went reamed it off of there. Now, what do you do now? Well, you go put it in a vise. If you're a technician, you all know, obviously this one's not stuck too good. You take a punch and you knock it out of there. Now it's damaged. You can't even put it back on, number one. Number two, you're sure not going to get the proper torque specifications. No worries, Dorman has you covered. They actually have the one-piece lug nuts here. Now these are nice because number one, it's gonna fit the socket perfectly. So once it fits that socket, there's no play in there, you're not gonna have any problems. They look good. They're actually eliminate the problem of all this because they're salt spray tested, you're not gonna have any rust, they're hardness tested, and they're also thread checked. So you know when it goes on the threads, you're not gonna have any issues, you're not gonna worry about cross-threading them, or you're not gonna mess up the studs on the car. They're corrosion resistance and they're going to last a long time. But the key is here, if you're a tech or a do-it-yourselfer, man, it just makes it so much easier to take your wheels on and off without doing damage. Now here's a tech tip for you. When you're taking your lug nuts off your wheels, make sure you use the proper torque specifications. Now you can use a torque wrench like this one here, or you can get these torque limiting adapters, sometimes called torque sticks. Techs use these to put the proper torque on them. Number one, it won't cause any pedal pulsation or rotor run out. But number two, it'll keep everything in order and keep your car running safe. Now with the proper torque and Dorman's OE fix solutions with the lug nuts, you're never going to have a problem. When you need a replacement part, check Dorman first. I'm John Gardner. We'll see you next time.
All right, Pasha, I'm looking at the tubes of Tribotex you brought in, and there's one specifically labeled transmission. Why is there a different one just for that?
Our initial application of technology was for the wind turbine gearboxes. Then we brought technology to automotive market for engines, where anybody can feel the difference of lower noise, improved gas mileage, higher boost in performance. And then, after you apply it for engine, people ask for extension into transmissions and gearboxes. So we brought several applications for automatic transmissions that have wet clutches, for manual transmission that do not have wet clutches, and for CVTs that have specific lubrication mechanism that is typically metal-on-metal belt and cones. And for those applications, it's just shine. Many of them finicky and suffer from the temperature sensitivity. Especially during summer, you want your CVT run cool. And Tribotex coating prevent from generating heat on one side, and on the other side prevent from heat going into gears and softening them. So it's a win-win application.
What are you going to notice if you put Tribotex in your transmission?
It's smoother shifting, and if you have temperature indicator in transmission, especially in the commercial trucks, you will see the difference that the temperature goes down because of the less heat generated within transmission. And less temperature, the longevity of transmission increases.
Tribotex works in your engine. It works in your transmission as well. You can check it out. Go to tribotex.com and see how it works. Special thanks to John Gardner and our friends at Dorman for being part of the show. We'll be right back with more cool products when we come back to Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. Stay right here.